Hey guys, welcome to part 4 of chords. So I'm going to be real quick about this. So if you've watched my videos previously, excellent, fantastic, yay for you. If you haven't, go back and check the previous videos. These all stack, so give those a look. Especially if you've not watched my major chord video because of this video. This video is on the augmented chord. I'll say that again. This video is on the augmented chord. And the augmented chord is based off of the major chord. Now in previous videos we talked about the diminished chord being just like minor except with one change. Okay, so the augmented chord is just like the major chord with one change. Alright, so we've got the previous time where we talked about the major chord where we had this lovely major triad there with the added octave and have that nice major chord. That's fantastic. And then our minor was lowered third and diminished lowered third and fifth. Well, in the augmented chord, all you do to make an augmented chord is take that fifth of the major chord, that fifth, take the fifth and take it up one half step, one note or one half step up. And I'll go back to major. So this is a major, and then if I take the fifth and go up a half step, from that, changing no other notes, just the fifth up a half step, you get, and that's an augmented chord. Alright, so it's really not that difficult to like look at and play and all that stuff. It's not that hard. The hard part comes when you have that sound in there and trying to differentiate that this is indeed an augmented chord versus any of the other chords we've got, where you've got that diminished chord or the minor chord and then back to the major. It's pretty easy to differentiate between the major and the augmented, but even still, the sound is where the challenge is. And so you have to really think about it. So again, in my examples, I'm always starting with the root of the chord being C4 or middle C. And then building off of that. Remember, we've got, for major, you've got your major third, perfect fifth, and then the octave, which is of course an option, but I always like to do it. And then your minor is a lowered third from that formula, which is actually a really tough spread for that hand for some reason. There you go. Left hand does it a little better. Alright, so there's that. And then the diminished chord with the lowered fifth added onto that, so you've got your lowered third, minor third, and your lowered fifth for the diminished. And then you've got the augmented, which we were talking about today, where it's just like the major, except raise the fifth up a half step. And then it also has this nice little feeling to it where it just seems to want to go somewhere, like in previous videos we talked about feeling being a thing. And this one feels like it just wants to go and make it major. It just seems to want to slide into that major chord, and that is the feeling that you can use as a reference point. All right? It's not scientific. I mean, it is scientific, but it's not very easy to gauge. But if you're in tune with yourself enough, you can figure out, hey, that's making me want to do something, and bring it right back down to the fifth. So there it is, guys, the augmented chord. Not super difficult. The challenge, like I said, comes with the sound of it. What does it sound like compared to your major, your minor, your diminished, and then your augmented again? Which ones are they? This one's always reminded me for some reason of like the Twilight Zone or something. It's something eerie, as opposed to the minor, which is just sad, and then the diminished, which is really sad, really bad, and then your major, all happy. So there's that, guys. I'm going pretty quick through these because these are the fundamental 4 chords that you need to know. Alright? Because, I'll say this, remember I said that the octave is always an option? I always like to have that, but the fundamental chord is in the triad. Now that, if I'm not too clear on that, the triad is the first 3 notes of that. Okay? That makes up the chord. Again, the octave is optional because it's the same as the first note. So that's why it's optional. What makes up the chord is those first three, called a triad. Tri being three, triad, alright? So you got your triad for major, minor. I'm eliminating all the octaves for this. So major, and then minor, and then diminished, and then augmented, and back to major. Those are all the chords we've talked about in all of my videos so far. And those are the framework for all of the things that come next. Alright, so if you are unsure about these in your ear, not your brain can formulate, okay, the formula for this is major third, perfect fifth, all these stuff. If you can understand that part, fantastic, awesome for you. The ear is the challenge here. Can you identify it by sound alone? And if you cannot, practice. It will come to you. It does not happen overnight. It doesn't come super easy. It does take time and practice. It's alright. Take your time with it. Go back and watch those previous videos if you need a reference point, because every single one of my videos I've given you a very good example to go on as a reference point. Alright? So there you have it, folks. We've done our major, we've done minor, we've done diminished, we now have done augmented. And next video we will start talking about some different chords, but still using the triads that we've talked about as a reference point. Hope you look forward to that. I know I do. And if you enjoyed this video and learned a little something, hit like on the video. Would really appreciate that. And if you would love to subscribe to my channel for more content, excellent. Would love to have you. And also if you hit the bell and turn the notifications to all, that way you get notified whenever I make a new video. It would be appreciated. Alright? Thank you so much. And as always, stay in tune, guys.